Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a wonderful night. So, Microsoft announces Activision CEO Bobby Kotick is leaving December 29th. Now, Bobby Kotick is an extremely infamous person within the gaming industry. I mean, if you like making money, I guess he's popular to you. Well, definitely popular with you. But if you're a gamer who enjoys games in both entertainment and an art form, not really, because he's kind of one of the head honchos who really turned around a lot of franchises for the worse. Call of Duty, Diablo. It's just like they've been turned into basically premium free-to-play games, especially if you're as old as me and you grew up with games like this. I didn't grow up with Diablo, but I did grow up with Call of Duty, so I kind of have first-hand experience of seeing the franchise just take a huge nosedive, and Modern Warfare 3 was definitely the fiery explosion of the franchise's new lows. But yeah, a lot of information is linked to Bobby Kotick basically having a hand in every single pool that goes around Activision Blizzard. And yeah, he's not a popular figure among people like myself who prefer games that are fun rather than greedy, over-monetized products. But yeah, Bobby Kotick would officially step down as CEO from Activision Blizzard on December 29th, according to Microsoft. First reported on The Verge. Their departure was first announced last October. Yeah, like I stated, after Microsoft is basically going to restructure the company, but it seems that no one's going to lose their jobs, but we'll have to wait and see. Kotick served as CEO of Activision Blizzard for decades, the studio best known for Call of Duty. Bobby Kotick's leadership has been a bit diverse among fans. That's putting it very generously. But they do leave a big position for Microsoft to fill. That's, yeah, also true. However, Microsoft has not confirmed a replacement, not yet. Meanwhile, the rest of Activision Blizzard's leadership will mostly remain intact. So basically, they're just getting out one of the Hydra's heads. They cut off one and a new one. Well, two of them will replace it likely. But yeah. So these are all the people that are remaining: Thomas Tibble, Rob Kotick, Mike Yaba, and Tios Samed. I apologize, I'm really bad with names. Will be reporting to Matt Booty, the president of game content and studio. So at least they have a new boss they have to report to. But when it comes to business, it's not just one executive, it's the entire Hydra that matters. So these are the people that will likely still make the same decisions as they've always been doing to prioritize, money over everything else. And I know a lot of people would argue that, hey, this may be the end of annual Call of Duty releases, but seeing that this franchise makes next to $1 billion every year based on not just the game sales, but microtransactions as well, which are probably even higher. There was a great video, I can't remember. If I find it, I'll link it below, where there were a bunch of people arguing, hey, if I buy cosmetics and items that turn you into a snowman in Call of Duty Mobile, I was just like fascinated by this. They're like, it doesn't ruin anyone else's fun. I was like, yeah, it does, because when they incentivize these types of purchases, they become the norm, and suddenly all the stuff that would normally be part of the game are suddenly gatewalled through paid content. Like a lot of the stuff like 20 years ago, oh my god, I'm old, would have been within the standard package, but nowadays Call of Duty has literally become a joke. Now you see Kevin Durant, Nicki Minaj, Snoop Dogg running around along with characters from Diablo, and I don't know if Master Chief's in Call of Duty. He is going to be in Call of Duty after this deal, like 100%. If he's in Rainbow Six Siege, he's definitely going to be in Call of Duty sometime in the future. Or maybe he is. I don't follow microtransactions in Call of Duty that much. Phil Spencer also shared a dedicated memo about the massive shift. Spencer thanks Kotick for their invaluable contributions to this industry. That's just PR speak. Phil Spencer is a really good public speaker. I actually talked to him once when he was at the New York Game Awards to get the Andrew Yawn award. He's a very nice guy, and whenever he speaks to you, you listen to every word that he says. He's really good at that. Notably, Spencer also confirmed that no changes to the structure of how the studios and business units are run. Further, any leadership changes are only intended to provide clarity and accountability. So I think this last statement is in response to this, the Activision Blizzard discrimination lawsuit, which was huge, where women were being harassed, the Cosby Room, their breast milk was being stolen, so many different things, and they just settled it for $55 million, which is like, what, half of the sales of one Call of Duty game. So they just literally took a loss of like, or maybe they just took like half of the bonuses from each of the executives and said, okay, we'll just pay it with using that. But again, Bobby Kotick is also not a very popular person among his staff, where he apparently threatened to kill one of his assistants. And yeah, honestly, it's not surprising considering like the type of people these people are. But yeah, so this might reassure fans about any major setbacks as Microsoft moves forward without Bobby Kotick. Like, I doubt that they're going to stop no changes to structure of how studios and businesses are run. I think they're going to keep the monetization practices the way they are because, again, they make money. And they spent a lot of money to get Activision Blizzard. So they're going to we need to recoup our costs. So keep those microtransactions flowing. Keep those snowman killing animations going. Hopefully, the process and standards that fans have come to expect from Activision Blizzard will actually improve with new leadership. I doubt it. I think I would argue because based on my last video with the Black Ops 2025 being a parent sequel to Black Ops 2, I think what they're probably going to do is change it to 2-year development periods. And on top of it, they're probably going to double down on microtransactions for Warzone and Call of Duty Mobile while also selling more microtransactions for each game each year, because they'll likely make more money if they keep the games running longer for a 2-year period and just double down on microtransactions like those blueprints and skins. At least that's how I would see it, because suddenly people don't pay $100 or $70 for the game. They take that money and they spend it on microtransactions. And I'm sure a lot of you are already aware of this. People spend more money when the prices are lower. Like, they see it as like, oh, this is just $10, $20, I'll just buy this. Oh, 2 weeks later, this is $10, $20. I say that much because that's how much these skins cost. Call of Duty skins are very, very expensive. Like, I didn't think they were until I went into the cash shop and I was like, holy crap, some of these skins go for $40. So they're not cheap, and they're completely worthless by my account, because the blueprints that they give you with the skins, like the weapon blueprints, are apparently trash. Like, almost, I looked at actual Call of Duty content creators who play the game hardcore, and they say like all these blueprints that you get with the skins are basically just random attachments that really no sensible Call of Duty player would ever use. Hopefully, I already saw that. Spencer mentions that there's no plans for an exciting 2024 lineup of games across Activision. There are plans. Sorry, I misread that. Spencer mentions there are plans for an exciting 2024 lineup of games, Activision, Blizzard, Bethesda, Blizzard King, and Xbox Game Studios. However, he remains vague about when fans will hear more about that. Well, there was a massive leak with Xbox, and apparently they are rebooting The Evil Within and Dishonored, along with Hi-Fi Rush, kind of like hinted at a new Evil Within. As for, Activision Blizzard, I don't really have my hopes up that they're going to change the practices that they've enforced, because they work. At its core, Microsoft is a company, and they need to make as much profit as they need. Like, they purchased this company for a lot of money, so they are expecting a return on investment. And what better way than to keep the things that are operating well, keep operating. Like I stated with that whole metaphor about people buying skins and trying to delude themselves like in some way that this doesn't affect other people. It certainly does, because all that stuff that you once could unlock through traditional gameplay suddenly unlocked behind a paywall, and it becomes incredibly annoying when there are also pay-to-win advantages, such as skins that break the game. Like, I forgot what that black skin was called. There was a black skin that you could hide into the shadows and no one could see you, and then everyone started buying it, and then like a week later they fixed it, and then there was a new broken, like, it's just something that they would likely do. And it makes money because stupid little kids will beg their parents for like, hey, you can make this my birthday gift, I need this. But yeah, tell me what you think in the comments below. Like, sub, comment, your choice. And that's it for me. Bye.